When I was about 12 years old, this is about 1975. I was about 12, and my dad bought me this unique toy. And this is a sad video. My dad bought me this airplane toy, and what was so unique about it had a opening or a hole from the rear of the plane to the front of the plane. It come with a long rod gun. The handle was plastic. It had a trigger just like a gun. Anyway, on this long plastic rod, which was to the gun handle, it had a strong spiral spring, metal spring. So you'd put the rod through the plane, lock it down, aim it, and it would take off like a rocket. It was a lot of fun to fly. Oh, it was fun to fly. And we lived here in Loveland, Ohio at the time. And I don't know where he bought it at, but it's like a jet plane. Oh, you pull that trigger, it'd fly. It flew so good, too. And it just didn't fly and drop off. It was like a glider, if you will. It was fun, though. And you get maybe a little air draft, or maybe a little light wind, and you go pretty far. Well, one Sunday, my dad says, Greg, he says, let's go over and visit Grandpa and Grandma. That's my dad's mom and dad, my grandparents. And they lived in Verona, Kentucky. My aunts still live over there. My dad's sisters. Anyway, Dad said, let's go over and visit Grandpa and Grandma. So, about a 90-minute drive. Gallatin County. Like I said, Verona, Kentucky. If you're on Interstate 71 east and west, you'll see a Walton Verona exit. You take that exit. Anyway, my grandpa bought a house over there in 1967. And the dead end road, a county road, paved road, but it's dead end. I don't know if my grandpa got that road with the deed or not. I don't know. If he just owned the property and or the road. And I believe he owned the property to the left because one time he cut a tree down over there. So I'm assuming he owned, of course, on the right side of the road, and the land on the left side of the county road. I'm gonna call it his road because it's a county road, but they've been over there so long that I think they own it. I'm not sure, but anyway, one time the state was going to put it's like a hill. It's flat as you start on their dead end road. The road veers to the left, in my grandpa's house, and the road goes up a hill. And my aunt lives in the next house on the right, but the road goes up a hill. And then there's not a gate, but there's like a government. It's been there for decades. It's been there for 50 years. Like a government, not a gate, a blockage. One time the state was going to put a bridge over the Interstate 71 and never did. But anyway, my grandpa bought that place. Like I said, on the right side is all the houses, but on the left side is all wooded area. Well, anyway, we go over there, about a 90-minute drive. My dad says, all of us kids always played on that road. You never seen the general public on the road. Just my relatives. That's all there was over there. Nobody else had business on that road. You never seen it. Very rarely you see somebody making a wrong turn. But the general public, you just didn't see them there because my grandpa owned the area. All of us kids played on that road always. But anyway. My dad says, now, fly your airplane on that road. Don't fly it in the woods because you might lose it. Yeah, he warned me, But anyway, I was over there flying the airplane. It was a lot of fun. And as I was walking toward the house, I was getting to the wooded area on the left. By accident, I locked that plane down on that rod. By accident, I pulled that trigger, not meaning to. Didn't want it because I was near the woods. That plane flew so good. It was like a jet. went right into those, and the woods were thicket woods, pretty thick woods. That plane just went in there as pretty, just like a jet. And I was 12 years old. I was too scared to go in those woods. Of course, my luck, and just, it wouldn't 10 minutes later, because I was still looking in the woods, see if I could see it from the, from the outside of the woods. Just too scared to go in there. My dad yells at me, "We're going home." I start crying. He gets a little, he gets a little upset, but anyway, he tries to look for it, and my aunt comes out, and, some of my other relatives, my dad's sisters, they help him hunting for it. About 30, 45 minutes, they hunt for it, hunt for it, never found it. That was in 75. I go back over there in 1986. Am I saying he ate right? Sounds like I'm putting a TH on it. Say that 8. Well, it's going to be a Y now. 1980. My tongue's a little sore, so please bear with me. Now, I go back over there in 1986. Am I saying that right? Yeah. 1986. No, I'm not going to play with it if I find it. I just want to see if I can find it. It's been sitting over in their woods for 11 years. It was a well-built airplane. Thick plastic. It ain't going to rot. It's going to be over there. I spend 3 hours, crazy, I know. I had a stick with me probing every inch of that wooded ground. I turn over every leaf, every fallen tree limb. I look everywhere. Probe for any holes in the ground that may have slipped in, like a small log. I looked in that log. I looked under, raised the log. I combed every inch of those damn woods. Never found it. Now, why wouldn't I have found that? I mean, I don't think a dog would have cared. Maybe. There's no dogs over there. They had one or two, but he didn't mess with anything. Shouldn't I have found that? It's a toy. It ain't going to go forever. It could have went a long ways. It's a toy. It flew good, yeah, but why in the hell couldn't we have... My dad, my aunts... 11 years later, I go over there, I hunt. Why couldn't I have found it? Never found nothing. I don't know. Only exception to that rule, a dog found it. Well, my dad and my aunt looked all through it. They went in there deep, because my dad said, "How far?" I said, "It went in there a long way, Like, I'm a 12-year-old. Yeah, Daddy, it went in there a long way. They go way back in there. I can see them looking for it. They're putting, they're probing hard for it. My dad worked hard for his money. I don't know what the toy cost, but, you didn't want to buy another one. Probably kind of expensive, I don't know, but, they're still looking for it. Never found it. Yeah. They said if we find it, we'll give you a call and we'll mail it to you. I don't know. The only thing I can think, did a dog drag it off? I doubt it. The woods is really too thick, I think, for a dog to be back in there. If it was out in the field, dog got it. Pretty thick woods. Never found it. I looked my ass off. I don't know. It was 1986. We had no technology. I was a little bored. Something to do. I went, what the hell? Let me try to find it. 3 hours. I hunted. Probed. Where in the hell? I'm back in the woods cussing. Where in the hell did you go, you son of a bitch? Where in the hell did you... Trying to keep his family, sorry. I hunted. Where in the hell did you go? I said hell probably 100 times in 1986 in the woods. Where in the hell you at? I don't know, just killing time. Thinking back my childhood, 11 years prior, before. Oh yeah, going home. Yeah, I was crying. Oh, I was crying. My dad told me 4 or 5, don't worry, son, I'll buy you another one. Never did. Yeah, he told me that, and just, calm me down. Don't worry, son. He said, I'll buy you another one. Never did. No, never got another one. Probably just expensive. He just didn't say that. I guess you can't really blame him. He never bought me another one. No. At 12 years old, that was a painful loss for a toy.